Hi, my name is Sasha and I love books. So I'm still on this going through all the old Goodreads My Year in Books thing. I am on 2022 now. That year I only read 47 books. That was around 4,987 pages read that year. The shortest book I read was a kid's book that I read to one of my students. It's called Colors. And then the longest book I read was 1,000 books to read before you die. That had 948 pages. Average book length in 2022 was 106 pages. So the most shelved book that I had that year was The Princess Bride. The least shelved was Great Black Writers. So with The Princess Bride, I know I'm gonna get heat for this. It was an okay book. It was okay. There's a there's something in it that I'm just not a fan of. It's nothing that's offensive or like mean or anything. It's just that it's a personal issue that I have with the book. Um that it probably does not bother or upset literally anyone else on the planet, but it upset me. I will say that if you have watched the movie, you have basically read the book. There's a few differences, not even differences. There's just some stuff that's just taken out of the movie just to save time. And I'm assuming, they had expect you to have read the book, so you know those like backstory parts and all that type of stuff. I will say this book can be compared, now that I think about it, to Wuthering Heights. Um, in a lot of ways, but I enjoyed Wuthering Heights more than I enjoyed The Princess Bride. I don't know why, just did. So during 2022, my average rating was a 3.4. Again, I give a lot of books a 3. It's very rare if I give a 4 or a 5. So during 2022, my highest rated book was The ABCs of Black History. Deeply enjoyed that book. It gave me a lot of great names to look up, look into. It also gave me a lot of motivation to do more research into not just my own history, but history of other people, because there is an ABCs of Asian American history that I decided to read. There's also one of Irish American history. Like, it made me go down a rabbit hole that I should have gone down years ago, but neither here nor there. I'm still learning, still growing as a person. Now, my first review book of that year was the 1,000 books to read before you die. I will say that it was lacking in diversity, like by a lot. If I was to make a 1,000 books to read before you die, it would probably be way more diverse. It would also have some foolishness on that list too, that people would be like, "Why the hell is that on this list?" And it's like, listen, it's my list, my list. These are the books that I think you should read before you die, because insert reasons. My very last reviewed book of 2022 was the California Driver's Handbook. Now, I will say this. I know how to drive. I learned how to drive when I got right out of high school. I actually went to driving school, all the whole shebang. The thing is, I actually drove from Mississippi to California, and I drove back when I moved back to Mississippi. Like, I have a driver's license. But when you move into the state of California, you're supposed to do their driving test. Now, you don't have to do the driven part. You just have to take the test. I took the test. I passed it the first time because I read the book. A lot of it was similar to the one that I took in Mississippi, but I did learn along the way of, like, there are a few different, like, not even different. It was just like additional things of driving that I was just like, California is weird on this. But, I see why they make you take it, but that don't mean that I wasn't annoyed, like deeply, deeply annoyed. But anyway. So that was my bookish 2022. Bye, y'all.